The Do This podcast is part of the Win, Make, Give podcast network. On this episode of the Do This podcast, Bob Stewart, Chad Hyams, and Ashley York explore the art of building successful real estate careers. Ashley, a seasoned realtor since 2009, shares her insights on finding motivated agents and the importance of treating real estate as a full-time job. She highlights the power of client touchpoints and personalized outreach to foster long-lasting relationships. We hope you enjoy this episode of the Do This podcast, presented by Brivity.
Hey, good morning, Chad Hyams, Ashley York. Good to see you. How are you? I'm going to have you introduce yourself in just a second. I think we should vote, the three of us. Now, we've got a bunch of friends that are hopping in the room here with us, and
at least their note takers are hopping in the room.
Well, no, there's definitely a few of those. We always know those. But Sophie's here, and Tom showed up, and Jermaine, good to see you. Hello, Fuzz, our friend Fuzz here. Let's vote, you guys, because before we jumped on here, we were having a discussion about our favorite TV shows, and we could just spend the next 30 minutes talking like TV shows you should skip. Chad says Mad Men, it's a 6. We should skip it. Maybe a 6.
Maybe.
Ashley confirmed. She was like, we stopped after 2 episodes. Or we could talk about Ashley's business and some of the things that you guys do over there. We should probably do that.
But can I ask everyone to put their favorite TV series of all time in the chat box? I just want to know. I have a close tie, depends on genre, for like 3 or 4. I just want to know, while you're here, just for some fun, what's your favorite sitcom or TV series of all time? Put it in the chat box.
Okay, do that. MASH. That's an all-time classic. School. That was like the biggest. The finale for that was the biggest one ever on TV, I think, before Seinfeld, maybe. Which, by the way,
until
Seinfeld,
JR was shot.
Oh, yes. Was it Dallas that took it, and then Seinfeld
Dallas
took it from that?
Off.
Okay. Seinfeld. Ashley, what's your favorite TV series? You got one?
Of all time? I mean, don't make fun of me, but like I really like Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls? Okay. My wife would say Beverly Hills 90210. So we still have the DVDs around here that she swears she's going to get converted to digital or something. Chad, what's yours?
Depends on genre. Like I said, How I Met Your Mother is sitcom, best sitcom of all time, I believe. Suits, Person of Interest are probably 2 of my favorites. And Breaking Bad is the best acting that's ever happened on television.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse says, get to it. Enough of this BS. I don't even watch TV. This is lame. Let's go. Ashley, do me a favor, like we do every week. Can you introduce yourself to everybody? Chad and I have a bio for you. We could read it, but we like to hear how Ashley likes to introduce herself. So tell everybody who we're talking to today.
My name is Ashley York, and I have been in real estate since 2009. So I kind of got in when it was real bad, but blew up my business, started a brokerage. So done all the things: solo agent, team agent, brokerage, mom of 3. So we live very busy, crazy lives. And my husband, Andy, who I run the business with, also is in the IT world. So I think that's really given us kind of an edge. And that's also what brought us to Brivity back when it started.
I love it. Okay, how old are the kids?
I have an 11-year-old daughter, 6-year-old daughter, and then a 3-year-old son. And he's insane. But
and then you have a husband. I mean, you have 4 kids.
And a dog. So there's that.
Okay. You guys are in the thick of parenting. Like, that's a range where there's so much activity and all the stuff going on. And
totally.
Kids back to school yet or no? No, right?
Not yet.
So they might run in and need something from mom. I think you're at your home office. I joked that you can see a face pop through this fake background of mine. Chad's seen the face before, I think, like my son. Hey, what's going on? Ashley, you have so I've been looking at your business, and a lot of times I know you do a pre-interview, you do a call with David Wiggs where you kind of think of some things that we might talk about here. You have a couple really good agents, clearly. Like there's one agent that is doing a whole bunch of business. I am curious how we find an agent like that one. And tell me their name again. I had it pulled up here earlier. I'm sorry, I forgot.
I'm assuming you're referring to Angel.
Yeah, Angel.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think when we started the brokerage, and I think any new business, it's like you just want to grow, right? And like I think a lot of times growth in our industry looks like let's get an enormous roster. And that's an accomplishment. But we all know that, wasn't it the recent NAR statistic about more than 50% doing one deal or less? So I think that, as we know, is pretty much the norm. I think just really asking the right questions and finding out what is their motivation, just like we do with our clients. What motivates that agent? You know, are they looking to just be a part-time hobby agent helping family members, or are they ready to dive in and actually do this as a career? So I think it's just a lot of like upfront conversation to really uncover, you know, are you going to do this? Because I can kind of tell after managing agents for 9+ years now, I can tell in the first 3 weeks if somebody is going to be successful or not, just based on their behaviors.
I don't disagree, by the way. I think really early you can identify it, but it is very challenging, I think, before they start the actual work, because you get people that talk a good game, or you get people that say things that 3 weeks later you're like, clearly that wasn't true. Like, you said you had to have a paycheck because you were going to, but you're not doing anything. So is that what you really focus on then in trying to find good people, is their motivation? Like, what is going to get them out of bed and into the office every day?
Yeah, I think the motivation, and then it's really also, I try to gauge a lot of the little micro interactions that happen. You know, obviously in our industry, we have to be attached to our phone. So if they're not getting back to me, just even in pre-interview for like 2 days or something, you know, it's just those little things. Even when we were interviewing our VA, I know I got an interesting tip from her, because she said when she shows up, she's like, do they show up, you know, so early to the Zoom? And just, you can kind of tell, because I'm a sucker for people, and I feel like it is hard because people do talk a good game sometimes, and they're like, I'm going to be here every day and I'm going to crush it. But then obviously those actions speak louder than words. So really just trying to see, you know, how excited are they? How quick are they asking me questions? Because a lot of times, you know, the agents they just don't have, you know, oh, I don't have any questions. But if they have really good, insightful questions, that just tells me that they're thinking about real estate at a deeper level.
Okay, so acta non verba, right, Bob? Yeah. You just said in there, are they asking questions? You said in there, how early are they showing up? Right? My dad always told me, you know, 15 minutes before is late. You know, you're already late, or what, on time is late, whatever the expression is. Dad always beat that one into me. You mentioned, do they respond to your calls and or texts within reasonable amounts of time? Are there any other things? Because, you know, we just got to hope they answer the questions right. And then, well, if you're a people person, you always see the good in them, right? So you'll be like, yeah, I'll take that. Are there any other indicators people should look for if they're looking to expand, whether it's as an admin or a team member or something?
Or maybe even red flag, maybe like the flip side of it. Like,
yeah, or what are the red flags that say, they walk in a half hour late to the first time and just say, sorry, I'm late, right? Indicator, no, you're out, right? I mean, what are some of those other key things that we can rely on?
Red flags for me, and I know it's funny, anyone in real estate can relate to this, but when they say, oh, I just love HGTV and I love houses, I'm like, yep, you're not in this for the right reasons. Or my other favorite is, I really want to start flipping houses, because you know that's code for, hey, I want to list my family and friend's house for free. And, you know, it's just like those. It's funny because they always stick out to me. So, you know, obviously I really listen to people's reasons. And for me personally, I think it's easier to hire someone outside of the industry with sales experience than it almost is when, you know, how a lot of agents brokerage hop. And then it's harder to get them when they have all these bad habits, because our industry is so interesting that we get this license, we study, we pay all this money, and then we don't treat it like a job. You know, I mean, there's a very small percent that actually treat it like a career. And I feel like there's just so many that it's just these hobby agents, you know, so it is hard to discern. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still get fooled by people sometimes, but those are some of my red flags.
Bob's been fooling me for almost 20 years, so it happens.
It's interesting you say that, Ashley, because my wife recently got her lender's license in Washington, Arizona, and she was kind of dabbling in it. She's been in corporate sales for 20 years. She's kind of, you know, she's like, and I think she thinks she's ready to like go do her own thing. But she's the one you're talking about. She's the one that had really good habits for 2 decades in corporate sales that allowed her to get to this. And now she's thinking about going into real estate. She doesn't have a bunch of bad habits from the last 8 years of being an agent. And, it's that brokerage's fault. And if I just had a brokerage that was that I could do the thing, but no, you could have done the thing anyways. And it's fast. You just said, treat it like a job. My wife just stepped away like a week ago, resigned from her corporate job and is like full-time now. And wow. Last night she took a week because the boys are about to head back to school. She's like, I want to spend this week with the boys. But last night she's like, all right, on Monday, like I got a schedule, and she's like got this whole schedule out, and she's got time blocks. Chad, you'd be super proud. She's got time blocks for, she's going to reach out to real estate agents, and then she's got like her leads that she's already in. And I'm just like, that's what the job looks like, right? Like that's somebody that clearly understands, yes, I have flexibility to pick my kids up from school at 3:00, but this is a job that I do. How do you and your agents treat it like a job? Like, I'm curious, what things do you think that like you see the agent who's like, whatever, versus the agent that is a professional who shows up and this is their job? What does the job look like?
Well, first of all, I think that we're sold a lie of this flexibility personally, because I think so many people get into it with this idea that's just not super accurate, right? Like if you're successful, you have flexibility to a certain point. So yes, I pick my kids up from school, but I'm half the time on calls and doing the things. So I think for me, the agents that are showing up to trainings, I mean, I can't stress that enough, because I think that is one thing that so many agents treat as an optional step. And I could just tell right away, I tell everyone in the pre-interview process, I'm like, hey, we have an 87% failure rate. Like that's a big deal, and I can tell you, these are the reasons why people don't succeed. But I think the time blocking is a huge thing, because I think most people, if they've been, especially in a corporate environment where they didn't obviously have a choice, and now all of a sudden the freedom is not a good thing for a lot of people. A lot of people can't handle it. And a lot of people can't handle working from home. So I think there's a lot of self-reflection that needs to happen. And if you're someone, like I personally work really well at home because I just multitask, and I just think that's like a mom thing maybe, but a lot of people get distracted doing all these things. So if you know that about yourself, then you have to time block, go to a coffee shop, go to your office. But I think that, I always tell agents, when an agent joins a huge brokerage and you're a fish in a sea, you're not going to get any of that advice, really. It's like it's kind of optional. No one's really following up. Are you showing up? So it's so easy to put it back burner. And also there's just a lack of direction. So if an agent, unless they're told what to do, some of them genuinely just don't know what to do every day. They have no idea. They might post on Facebook. They might, think, I'm going to go to a networking event. It's just kind of like most people, even top producers, are kind of flying by the seat of their pants without systems.
I love when they go to networking events with other realtors.
Yeah.
Luke, they're not calling you to sell their house, right? Why are you at that networking event? Horrible choice. Ashley, just to remind you, multitasking is just the opportunity to screw up more than one thing at a time.
Chad's a big anti-multitasker.
Oh, yeah. Folks, here's the thing. Never had to cook
dinner while doing the laundry, while...
here's the thing I want you to understand. Ashley mentioned in here, some people can work from home. Ashley finds it and what a wall, right, to inspire you while you're working there. Bob does a lot of his work at home. I do a lot of my work at home. You can be sure there were times for all three of us where we were in offices, and it is a learned skill to work from home, and it should be a earned opportunity to work from home. Prove it. And there's nothing wrong. I was a top agent who went into the office every single day and just sat in the bullpen because I got more work at a higher level done when I surrounded myself by other people than gave myself that freedom of being at home. So understand, working from home, it sounds wonderful. You're working a lot harder to stay focused on the things, knowing that the laundry's right there, the water's boiling right there, whatever it is. Sometimes we have to work from an office and earn the opportunity to then work from home. It was one of those things with some brokerages out there, right? They're virtual, and it's like, wait, I need a place to be for some people. Make sure you know that. Ashley, if I put you on the spot and said, our team does this better than anybody else in the country, and asked you to put away your modesty and put away ego and all that stuff, what's the thing? Because we're hearing some stuff about how to find great people, but not everybody's out there looking to hire or grow. Yet there's still something you and your team do better than anybody that we can dive into today.
Ooh, I feel like for us, we're all, I always say there's so much ego in our industry. So we're very good at trying to just find people that are humble, that want to work hard, that want to learn and grow. Because I think in our industry, that's what's tough, is that when an agent does become at some level of success and they think they know everything, to me, I would never say, oh, we know it all. So I think that our whole team is just so hungry to learn. And even so many years in, you can always learn new things. Our contracts change, the way that we can present information. To me, I just think that if you ever stop doing that, that is like your kryptonite, because, you see how many, like, I've been doing this 30 years. Like, I hate that. I hate that so much, because you just, it doesn't mean that you're better than an agent that might have only been doing this for 5 years, but at a higher level and just seeking that growth. So I feel like for all of us, that is really something that we strive to do, and self-awareness.
I love that. You guys do a lot of business with Sphere and past clients, like a lot. You have big business, obviously, for lots of years. And like, you guys are, I don't know, Ashley, you're going to do over 200 transactions this year, it looks like. But you guys, holy smokes, your past clients like come back and do business with you guys. This is one of the highest. Let me look at this a little bit.
So actually, just while Bob's looking that up, just so you know, when someone asks you what's something your team does better than anybody else, retain our clients might be an answer in the future for you.
Why? What? Why are you doing so much business with past clients? Like, this is
it's
crazy.
The dream, right? None of us want to lead generate. We just want our clients to keep coming back to us. What
do you have? You have like 5 past clients that are buying 5 or 6 houses a year in here? Like, this is crazy.
I mean, we do. We're very good at having, just client touch points, client events, obviously really working the CRM.
Tell us more. What's a client touch point? That sounds, I want to do that.
I recently had a lady that I helped 10 years ago that I had been, just dripping the market report once a month, replied to it, literally sold her a place, and then am selling the place that I sold her. So it's just a lot of that. Honestly, so many agents drop the ball here, where it's just keeping in touch with people. And I think that is one thing that all of us do really well. We really try to, we're not just treating it like a transaction and then we're done with you. It's like we really truly view every client as, hey, you're a client for life, but we're huge on doing multiple touch points throughout the year. So talk
about your events then.
Yeah. So we actually have this really cool place by us that we do a yearly event. We just kind of like rent it out. They've got like wolves, tiger. It's kind of like a small zoo that's in the middle.
Just running around in the room and everybody's got to dodge these wolves and tigers all day. That sounds fun.
It's in the middle of the suburbs. Like, you guys, it's in the middle of like a neighborhood. It's really cool though. You have like a USDA zoo license, but we do an event there. So I personally think a lot of the family-friendly events are great, just because, I bring my kids, it's just seeing your clients in that. No phone call is going to replace that, spending a Sunday afternoon with them and giving them a cool event, so, but also we do many touch points throughout the year. So maybe I always tell my agents, I go, hit your clients during like an off holiday, because everybody hits them at, the holidays. I'm like, hey, send them like a St. Patrick's Day. I used to send $1 scratch-off ticket. They would all post it on Facebook. Oh my gosh, my agent's the best. I spent $1 and a stamp on that. And it's all those little things that I think make people feel.
I'm a sucker for a scratch-off ticket. If you send me a scratch-off ticket, I'm totally posting it in my stories. Like,
Bob, scratch-off ticket or pack of baseball cards? Which one should I send you?
Pack of baseball cards.
Okay, I'm just checking. Just checking.
How
many client events do you do over a course of a year? Like, do you do one a quarter, or do you just do one big one every year? How many do you do so people could say, okay, I can model that?
I mean, honestly, right now we're doing the one physical event and then hopefully like a monthly or a bi-monthly touch point, and we're also very intentional with social media, because I think, so many agents waste a ton of time. But I had a coach tell me this years ago, and she said, really group your contacts so that you can go past, through your past clients. And obviously, if somebody graduated from high school, say, hey, congrats, and type it, but then go a step further and send a handwritten note card. It's all those things. And especially you guys, when you acknowledge people's children, families, family members, something really important that goes beyond just a real estate salesperson that sold them a house. You know, people really.
Yeah, they tell you everything on social media, yet if you take it off social media, you get the big points. That's where it shows up. Okay.
I bet, hey, Chad, real quick, hold on. There, Ink, we have this product Ashley knows about it. It's called Inked. Like, you just made me think, man, I think you're missing a really big opportunity if you're not sending. You could do it yourself, or you could use Inked to do it, but like literally sending your past clients just something saying, hey, oh my gosh, that was so cool that Jimmy just graduated from high school, or wow, Carter won the basketball championship. So proud of him. He's clearly been working really hard or whatever. Like, that's the kind of stuff that people remember, right? That like matters because it's celebrating something they care about. It's not like, hey, did you see your neighbor's household, which they care about only when they care about it.
Yes.
Right.
Great point.
And they also have AI fatigue. Like, AI fatigue is real, you guys. Like, I am so sick of seeing like the AI posts and getting something in the mail. I mean, we've gone back to doing actual physical postcard mailers. It's just people are so tired and they're so inundated. They don't even know what's real anymore. And so getting something in your mailbox is, I personally think like that is really the agent of the future, in my opinion, is going to be using all the traditional methods, but also, you know, technology is going to be more of a leverage, not a replacement. Because I think too many people try to replace human connection with technology, which is going to fail every single time.
I'm not real, just so you know. I'm technology. Ashley, you mentioned agent touchpoint twice now. And the first time you mentioned it, you followed it up and you mentioned in there like getting a market report. So I thought agent touch point just meant, you know, turning on the Brivity market report or listing alert stuff. Yet you then said you do like one big event a year, and then like every 4 to 6 weeks, I think is what you said, you do like an agent touch. So they're different. They're not just the market report that Brivity's sending out on your behalf. What is this agent touch point?
So like I said, a lot of times it's an off holiday. So Valentine's Day. Who's going to send, you know, a card? You can make it cute and real estate themed, but it's just reminding people. Like, I tell my agents, I'm like, you know, think about Coca-Cola. They're going to promote, you know, you might see the same commercial 7 times in a row. People are so inundated with information that if you're not constantly showing up in their mailbox, on their social media. So we try to hit like the holidays, obviously are a big one. Obviously, a lot of our agents do like the sports schedules, you know, things that people will keep on their fridge. Just like it's anything offline that you can do that's not just a Facebook comment. Because you guys know somebody posts, hey, looking for an agent, and there's 700 comments in all those neighborhood groups. So I also really think that just sending either a little voice memo, obviously, you know, a phone call is great, or even a little video. Like it could be a video like this. I've gotten those from other vendors before, and I just think it's really cool. Like, because they're seeing you, they're hearing you, and it's like, hey, you know, I'm here, reminder. But not everything has to be, like you said, this is what your neighbor's house sold for. Not everything has to be real estate. It's just hearing from you is going to remind them that you are in real estate, but it doesn't have to every single
I think
one.
that personal touch, I think the personal touches that show some level of thought have just, they run so deep with people, especially to your point where it's like, less and less of what we see and receive and get as text messages and read on the socials was even created out of that person's brain. So to like, you know, I don't know, maybe it's just me and maybe it's my age. I'm 49 now, but like when I really, I think the birthdays, like your birthday, when you have a birthday these days, if you're anywhere online, right? I got all these, you know, I just had my birthday 2 months ago. I got all these messages, tons of them, right? Almost every single one of them was totally insignificant, except the ones where the people like took a video, Ashley, and they were like, and by the way, there's a few of them that did that, and I can tell that wasn't a video for me. They didn't say my name. They was just, and I was almost more offended by that. Yeah, but it was the people that were like, "Hey, Bob, man, hope you're having an awesome day today." Right? Like, hope you buy a new pair of Jordans or whatever. Like, I know who sent me that video still 2 months later, right? So yeah, the personal
it wasn't
touch
me.
That's because you never.
It wasn't me.
New Jordans. You're always.
I know you're not allowed the shoes. I don't want to tease you, Ashley. I want to ask you.
I was gonna say, please don't make them all branded either, because you guys probably all had those on your birthday, and it's like got like the lenders branding on there. Like, just
that's horrible.
Don't do that.
Horrible. The generic video is, "Hi, it's me saying happy birthday to you." Right?
Yeah.
Like, come on. We know you use that for 17 other people today, also. And if you want to buy a house, right? Yeah, you just lost me forever. Ashley, what's the most? I love the scratch off on St. Patty's Day, right? Maybe there's something Valentine's. I'll tell you, back in my day, right before all this stuff, I sent Christmas cards every month. I would buy them at the dollar store as Christmas ended, or going to Target as they were clearing it all out. And I'd send Christmas cards every month. So it was branding and it would stick in their head that way.
Did you make a joke on the card? Like, what?
Yeah, it was like, it's Christmas Day for mom. It was in Mother's Day, that month. And by the way, I'd put 187 days till Christmas, whatever it was. I'll tell you, December was one of my biggest referral months, right? Because then everyone's getting Christmas cards from everywhere. So Chad's always in mind because I branded him that way. What are some of the other unique ones that I'm putting you on the spot? You might be like, Chad, they all suck other than the lotto one. Don't put me there. Yet, what are some of the other unique, different things you're willing to do for those touches that our audience can say, okay, I can get out of this box that I'm trapped in and be a little creative and fun, and it still works?
Oh, totally. My favorite actually is New Year's, because when you think about somebody that's looking to buy or sell, like I especially parents, like, we're so busy in December. So, if you hit me with a Christmas card, it's just going to end up in the pile of other Christmas cards. When you hit them those first 2 weeks in January, that to me is the most impactful one that we've ever sent. So I do it every single year, because everybody that knows, hey, I'm going to list in the spring, they already know that. The holidays have settled down. They're starting to think about that. So New Year's by far, and you don't even have to be super creative. You could literally go on one of those, any website, and do the actual Christmas card and just do a New Year's and just put your headshot in there. It's super simple. So I think New Year's is a really good one. Oh gosh.
Hey, just checking in. Do you have any real estate related plans for 2027? Like, we're here for you, right? Yeah.
100%. And I think all the things that they'll keep as well, like, even as dumb as it sounds, but it's like the kitchen measurements or any of those little magnets. It's branding. You just want your face there and you want them to keep it. Like, I think some of the best things that I, have little promotional items. If you really look around your own kitchen in your own house, I have a pizza cutter. Like, I'll never throw that away. Who's going to throw away a perfectly good pizza cutter? And then every time I cut a pizza, I'm thinking of whoever's pizza cutter that is, I
have the thing that grabs the jar when the jar is too tight. It's like the grip, and it's branded from a real estate company that I used 20 years ago now, yet it's moved across the country with me.
For sure. Because you got to be top of mind. Otherwise, you're never going to get referrals. Like, that's the whole point. But it's also like, again, that's not enough. You still have to also, talk to your people. And I think it's funny, you guys, because on one of my meetings this week, we uncovered with a lender, an agent, whoever, they're all more nervous to call their past clients because they feel weird doing that than they are a complete stranger lead, which is very interesting.
That's because they consider them past clients. Once they're a client for life. Your doctor sees you once a year for your physical. Hopefully that's it. Dentist twice a year to get your teeth cleaned. They don't say, oh, you were a past client. They say, oh, you're a client that's on a 6-month cycle or a 1-year cycle, whatever that might be. Folks, your home buyers and sellers are just on a 7 to 9 year cycle. Yet they're still your client. If you're doing your job, you still get the reminders from the doctor and the dentists and things like that. Why aren't we doing it?
I think if they're scared to call their past clients, they just don't feel like the thing they're calling to talk to them about is valuable to that person. Maybe 100%. I don't know. Yeah, but like,
they should call them and tell them about a great TV show, or not to watch Mad Men and save their time. It's value you're bringing, folks.
Hey, have you seen the newest episode of Gilmore Girls? Wait, they don't do that show anymore, right? No. Okay.
No.
All right, Ashley, we're at the end of our time. Thank you so much. I know you got 3 kids back there that are probably waiting for something from mom. I know mine are over
Always.
Here. Always. Yep. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. I'm shocked by how many past clients that you guys have done business with this year. Like, it's really, really impressive. So keep doing all the fun stuff. And yeah, I would refer you business and do business with you if you sent me scratch tickets too. So
Good to know. Noted.
Thank you, Ashley. Have a great week. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, Chad. Bye. I'll see you next week, buddy. See you guys. Go do something. Go talk to your past clients. Bye. Bye.